How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome to the Helena Top 350 Guide. So, in this, I'm going to cover pretty much everything that I can. You guys were asking for a beginner's guide and a quick start guide and an ultimate advanced guide and what have you. This is just going to be everything all at once, all I know, all put together as useful as possible. I'm currently waiting for some of my other players to get back, and then we can keep playing and then pushing other stuff. I'm playing some other roles as well. It's a fun time. But there is a quick start Helena guide on the channel if you are genuinely curious about the absolute basics. This is going to be a mixture of like basic stuff coupled with more advanced stuff, as well as just like how to boost your power level through the fucking moon. So, with that, let's get down to the training dummies over here and let's talk about what Helena does the most and does the best. So, she has charge and she has shield throw. So in our case, shield throw, ranged pull, which does very, very good damage, will bounce around multiple targets, and you can reset the cooldown via measured war. And then charge, which will also reset the cooldown on shield throw, which is very, very nice. This will also reset the cooldown, and, well, not reset entirely, but take cooldown off of shield block as well. So she has a very rotational playstyle. Because what you want to do is you want to immediately get everything on cooldown, and then, like, use your reset, and just like get as much fucking cooldown reduction as humanly possible. And then over top of that, you can also use things like shockwave right here to get even more cooldown reduction. But then with shockwave, if you shield slam, you get cooldown reduction of shockwave. Then with shields up, if you pop your hold the line, you will get cooldown off of it. At least you should have anyways. Or no, it's a shockwave. Yeah, it's shockwave you'll get cooldown off of. So you'll see what happens here is you literally have a circle here. Right? It's like shield throw, get cooldown, come in, slam him, charge, and then slam, shields up, and then immediately you just rotate every single thing under the sun. And then we use this, and then here we're kind of like, we have nothing, so we just kind of bleed and we use measures, and we just rotate our cooldowns again, and we hit this, we get shield block. See how my cooldowns are just like perma rotating 24/7? So you always have something to press. If you have nothing to press, you literally press measured strike. If you're pressing power strike at any point on single target, like you're honestly reportable. Or anytime outside of like single target bossing, you're honestly kind of reportable. This button is so fucking bad. I would literally remove it from my. I would actually remove it from my bar if I wouldn't get comments about why I removed it from my bar. It is that fucking useless unless I'm on like a boss. And even then, most of the bosses in the game have an AoE ad spawn because they couldn't think about the mechanics. So it's useful for like maybe 15 seconds and then you get raiders. Or you get fucking children to spawn or like XYZ. So this button is so ass. And the chance to proc your talent for it, the sword and board, is like negative. Punishing strikes is like useful on boss damage, I guess. But like the shield slam damage is more fucking useful because AoE is like 90% of the game. And yeah, I mean this button is just kind of giga ass. When you get cooldown reduction from it too, sure, but like if you're pressing that on AoE, you're reportable for sure. Sweeping strikes is crazy good. This, you press one button, you tap everything with a bleed. This thing can push your DPS to absolutely absurd numbers. Infinite target cap, so pull massive, insta bleed. If you're running sharpen blade, which is one of the very, very good nodes, it entirely depends on the dungeon you're running, then this thing can get crazy value. Because we combine it with the best button in the game, which is Grand Melee right here. Then what winds up happening is this will make it so that everything you hit in this circle, which is a moving pulsing circle around you, will only auto attack you, right? This cancels every single stupid thing in the game. I will list what it cancels like later on for a reason to stick around, but this is the best button in the game. Once you learn my list of cancels, you will not be able to play this game the same, I assure you. It is absolutely incredible and breaks the fucking game single-handedly. So what you do is, because this forces everything to attack you in melee, if you're running Sharpen Blade into a map that has a shit ton of like enrages and stuff, all that you do is like at 30% or below, when their enrage pops off, you Grand Melee everyone for auto attacks, and then you hit them with a Sharpen Blade reduction, and you go from there. Only downside is that it doesn't work, like the debuff doesn't apply for the reduced attack speed on bosses for some fucking reason. I don't know. Just a little mini bug, I guess. So that would be nice if that could get fixed. Unless it's intentional, I don't know. But yeah, otherwise it's kind of tragic. Other than that, genuinely, she is like so galaxy easy. You just make sure you pick up a Sorrow's Arms. This weapon is insane. You put a massive shield for your entire health bar. You then use one shield charge slam so you're not griefing yourself. You hit hold the line to reset your shield charge slam. Hit another one. You have basically your whole health bar. I'm not even the right stat line. I'm literally not even the right stat line because I need, if I were to do this correctly, I would be expertise main stat for my absorbs to get bigger. And I mean, you could also go haste as well for like shield chart or shield slams because this scales with cooldown reduction, or cooldown reduction scales with haste. So kind of useful too. The crit I have on my gear from everything I've dropped is just like random stats. It's so bad. But I would 100% go probably expertise haste. Maybe expertise like spirit even for like proc resets, which arguably does the same thing as haste. But just focus expertise because it makes absorbs bigger. So you could literally get half a mil absorb into half a mil absorb because when you press your ultimate, if you have visions of grandeur on your weapon, which is the master trait, it gives you a full reset on the weapon active. So nothing like a full reset on the best button on the game. Over and over and over again. And then if you have another option for this, which is Inspired Allegiance, I think it's called. Or no, this one right here. Yeah, Inspired Allegiance. This makes it so whenever you do damage to things, there's a chance that you start taking time off of your weapon ability. So when you're then comboing that with Iron Spikes, which is also my weapon, which I might actually just have a Giga God roll, I'm not gonna lie. Then you're constantly doing damage all the time. So in this case, I have taking damage increases your armor by 20%. And while this is active, you deal main stat to all enemies who deal damage to you. I like playing with a shield spike and or like a thorns item in the first place. Like actually, it's just my favorite play style of any game, like whatsoever. Getting hit and just murking everything is just always fun. But Inspired Allegiance here, your abilities have a chance to reduce the cooldown of your weapon ability by 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. and then grant haste. This is just absolutely incredible because if you max this, you get 6 seconds off of a 6 seconds off of weapon or your fucking Sorrow's Arms every single time, and then you just get massive shields over and over and over and over again. I mean, this is abilities, right? So this doesn't trigger it, but this is just doing constant AoE on everything while you're being attacked to keep threat. It's so good. Legendaries wise, I'm running Shockwave. I have tried both. I have tried both the Shockwave one and the Shield Slam one. You would think the Shield Slam one would be better for this build, but the Shockwave one's actually, it feels like much better. Because the reason being is not only do you get the charge from the instant AoE damage, but you can actually shield block first and then charge, and then when you come out, the cooldown reduction is massive on the shields up, because it still counts as like an actual shockwave cast, which gives you CDR. So then you can literally like charge in, you can like shields up to start the fight, and then with that you go in with block chance up, so you're not half as squishy, and you go in with toughness up, and then you can literally just open with this into shockwave, and you have 9 seconds left on charge. Or on like your shield charge here, shield block charge. And then you literally go from here, you grand melee if you have to, group everything, and then lower attack speed if you're playing Sharpened Blade or not. Group everything with this, and then you just like rotate this way. Into hold the line if you need an absorb, keep the absorb up. And then like you have nothing, you go measured here. And you repeat like so. You can charge from like absolutely point blank, by the way. Like you can charge from about like here, which is how you know these guys play Prop Warrior, because like you can see like my charge is pressable. If charge was pressable at this range in World of Warcraft, I would be like 2k. It wouldn't even be close. But yeah, no, that's one of the nicest things they could have ever possibly done. Absolutely love that. Otherwise, you're gonna want to combo this at some point with your Iron Wall, because if you press Iron Wall with low toughness, it's just absolutely tragic. Oh, I am ping-ponging. Are the servers dying? Hello? Is my internet just deciding it's not my day anymore? Alright, well, if you press this, it winds up being exceptionally useful, because the only thing this does is your toughness cannot be reduced. So you want to make sure you pop your shield block. I'm actually just giga lagging. Sure, small indie company, I guess. You pop your shield block to make sure that you have the... I'm actually just ping-ponging around, dude. What the fuck did I connect to Asia? Like, hello? Alright, whatever. What can you do? Oh my god, I'm in the wall. I guess it just doesn't want me to record this. Cool, I'm actually giving you so much good tech that, like, it's trying to stop me from teaching you. You'll be able to see it. But yeah, so, absolutely, you want to combo this with one of these. So always make sure you have a proc of this up, or using Shield Slam to generate toughness, because toughness is also it comes from Shield Slam. It gives you max DR at top percent. I think it's like 25, 35, something like that. But it scales with strength. So the more main stat you get, the more toughness you get. So stuff like Second Wind, for example, which gives percent main stat when you proc it, is like really good. Percent strength on the like other stat bonus as well, where you can like proc percent strength, is also really crazy powerful. And then after that, Master of War, for example, when I go into this talent tree and start talking about some of the other stuff, yeah, this is the best node in the game. Best singular node in the game. No, not even a fucking question. 20% cooldown reduction on Grand Melee is absolutely fucking wild. So I think I covered most of the abilities and the way to like rotate them. You use Shield Slam on AoE, like just perma as much as you can. Shield Throw hits more targets than Shield Slam here. Shield Slam has a 5 target cap. Shield Throw has like a 7 target cap. And then this has no target cap whatsoever. So you can mass pull. And when you mass pull, you immediately want to charge. You want to slam with the shockwave immediately afterwards. And then you want to put the bleed up. And then from there, it's just shockwave, shield throw. And then like measured over and over and over again. That's your fucking rotation. You know, like your DPS does not matter. It's literally about controlling the key. So from there, we move into controlling the key and like staying alive and actually being able to be a good tank. And that entirely comes down to this button. Like, look how many things I've taunted here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All taunted. All will be forced to be a death ball right here. Now, what's most important is how you position this and how you use this, because it is a roaming death ball that moves with you. So what you would want to do is you'd pop everything, and you'd pop your shield block, and you'd run sideways. Because if you run sideways, every single mob will group up on you, and you'll make a Giga Death Ball for your DPS. And they'll just absolutely love you, and you'll get perma friend requests all the time. So, if you do that, what winds up happening is like stuff like Rhyme, for example, with the Ice Comets. All of the Ice Comets will hit all the same targets, because they'll be able to do literally nothing. So you forcibly create a Death Ball every single time you use this minute-and-a-half cooldown that they buffed for absolutely zero reason. And you just absolutely smurf on everything. And if you have any problems whatsoever, you pop stuff like your DR Trink, and then you make sure you have max toughness. Like, you can rotate every single one of these cooldowns relatively well to the fact that you have like 70% block chance, a Giga Absorb Shield, damage reduction from the ulti itself, into a full another Giga Absorb Shield. Like, you have 5 million. Plus, if you put any percent reduction behind the absorb takes less damage. So then it arguably becomes like 700,000 or something. Yeah. Did I say million? Oh, whatever. You literally have 500,000 shield. But if you literally put up your DR fully with a Giga Absorb and you put like Iron Wall behind it, you have a effectively like 700 fucking thousand absorb. Because factor for the fact that the absorb is 200k a shield. With the reset, you get another 200k a shield, and then you do 35% DR off that shield for damage reduction plus block chance, and effectively your EHP is like 700k. It's absolutely mentally fucked. Plus you're 260k overall, so you're like EHP is a mil. Like, because of what you have access to just with Sorrow's Arms and reset on Vigilance of Grandeur. Plus you combine that with 15% on DR. But then I also have the Relic Hunter thing in the weapon, which is actually giga amazing. So if we come over here real fast, and we hit a little one of these real fast, you'll see I have a point in Relic Hunter. When you use the Relic ability, all damage you take is reduced by 20%. So if I pop my DR, then I will get 15% plus another 20%. So I'll get 35% off damage taken for 12 seconds, which is omega crazy. And then on top of that, Potion's the best relic in the game. I will die on this hill. I don't give a fuck what rank 1 players say. I will not play the game without this on tank. It is absolutely unplayable without this. Because you can just literally pop this and top yourself off. 121k, I believe it can crit. I have had it crit before, so can crit. Other reason is if Sylvie pops an ultimate, you can potion and then like save her fucking mana. It's so good. You can literally top the entire team with a 1 potion, and it's crazy good. Potion Trinket will always be on my tank no matter what. Even on Mako, I'm gonna run Potion DR, and you cannot stop me. B-Res is for other people to fucking deal with. That thing is so clunky, it's someone else's problem. I just fuck it up every goddamn time. So yeah, when I pop my potion, I'm normally in a no shit moment. Like 99% of the time, if like I've taken a giga chunk, something's going absolutely sideways. So I need to like potion for 80k. And when that happens, after that, I immediately get 20% DR from the extra thing. So basically my potion's another like damage reduction trinket. And then the damage reduction trinket itself is another 35k on top of it. But this is actually global 20, and then, or global 15, and then personal 35. Which is absolutely crazy. You can use this on a soak, and you can just insta-absorb, like, so much damage. Because 4 people times 15 on, or times 15% on Giga Dam is like you actually just save your healer, like, 100k in healing. If not more. Just on one button press. If you use it in the right spot. It's so crazy powerful. It's almost to the point where if you're not running 4 of these, I kind of think you're trolling. It's that fucking good, this thing. Especially in high keys where like you miss one soak, you grief. So yeah, I don't know. It's just absolutely godlike in my opinion. So if you can run coordinated 4DR Trank, you're gonna have a very good time. 4DR, maybe what, 2B res and a mana, I think. Probably the play. Maybe a chicken and maybe a pathing trinket in there somewhere if you have coordination with like a chicken and or a portal or an orb, depending on the key and the angle. But that's generally pretty safe. You can also have potion on DPS, but I feel like potion on DPS is kind of trolling. Next thing, I think I've covered most of it. The most important thing, I did my 348 clear without this. Before you go and be a perma bitch and say I was carried by bug abuse, I'm going to tell you about it. I did the entire climb without it because it's the last item I dropped, so eat my entire ass. The Torment of Bale Aurum is currently bugged. So, when dipping below 20% HP, you're instantly healed for 35% of your max health. This thing can occur every 180 seconds. This is bugged and has a 0-second cooldown. So, if you don't get one shot, this will perma-chain. Quite literally, over and over and over and over and over again. This is how people are pushing giga-high keys. So if you don't use this, you're gonna fucking die immediately. I have pushed up to, like, I think we did 5+ at this point. And I got it on the final dungeon of the night, so I didn't use it whatsoever in the rank push, so yada yada yada, you know, boosted, carried, bug abuser, all that fucking shit, commented later. I didn't use it whatsoever, I dropped it finally, and then on the final pull that we did, the one final dungeon, I pulled giga huge, and it just chain procced over and over and over and over, and I was effectively immortal. So anyone who is tanking ultra high keys for percent or board or whatever is probably running this, and it is more than likely bug abusing, because otherwise you die. At least at very certain fucking threshold cutoffs. That's just how it goes. Gems wise, if you're not taking these, I feel like you're absolutely griefing. I don't know about the other higher ones, but this is just so much better for early than like just about anything I can see. I don't know. The rest of these at the low gems are just kind of mid. I mean, like, Sentinel's Bastion here seems cool. Every 60 seconds you gain a shield that absorbs damage equal to 10% of your maximum health. The shield would last 60 seconds, which would probably scale with, it scales with A, maximum health, and then probably B, expertise as well, which if I had actually good gear, it'd be kind of cool. I mean, Rogue's Resurgence is also kind of good, but these two are just so fucking good for constantly, like, moving all the time. So in this one's case, you heal for 0.7% of your max health every 2 seconds while in combat. If you're playing with a Sylvie, this stacks on top of the Flutterflies, and you just have like so much perma passive healing. It's absolutely great. Then you get Reaper's Reprieve. Each time an enemy you damage, each time an enemy you've dealt damage to dies, you gain a buff that heals you for 12% of your max health over 18 seconds. Which means you're just permanently healing 1% per second plus 0.7% here. So you're permanently healing 1.7% of your health every 2 seconds. With a Sylvie on top of you, it's incredible. You're getting like 3 to 5% a second. So if the mobs literally cannot outdamage 3% of your health per second, you're immortal. Couple that with the set bonus, you're immortal. Couple that with a DR plus 30% or DR plus 20% DR over top, you're immortal. Couple that with a potion with 15% DR, or no, 20% DR, you're basically fucking immortal. With good rotations, it's really easy to play. Absolutely fantastic across the board. Now, what you've all been waiting for. Best button in the fucking game. This button will single-handedly get Helena nerfed. I fucking assure you, it is so good. So, time to go down the list. Starting from the very bottom, you can cancel with this Ruination. So, Constellation of Ruin. The only spell that cannot be cancelled by anyone in this fucking game that wipes pugs and fucking shitlow can be cancelled with Grand Melee. Like, quite literally, you can wait until the end of the cast it, and immediately stop it. You don't have to deal with it whatsoever. You can path all the way to avoid every single constellation. You can hit the last one on the way into the Empyrean Sands boss, hit your Grand Melee key, and it no longer kills your team. She is so much better for solo queue than Mako, it's not even funny. Because just the amount of shit you can mitigate. You go into Sith rolls. You can stop multiple orbs at the... Or not orbs. You can stop multiple runes at the same time. You can stop Drain Life. You can stop Shattering Barrier. You can stop the thing that can't be kicked. You can stop the Blade of Sith roll spin. You can stop that with charge too. But you can stop both of the Blade of Sith rolls spinning on you at the same time with one Grand Melee because they're immediately pulled out of it. Then in... what's the next one that's actually like important? There's stuff you can cancel in Tazari, or Tazari, sorry. I'm trying to think of what else there is. I got one real fucking banger for you that's sitting in my head, but I can't think of much past it. There's a shit ton of stuff that you can like cancel pretty much across the board, but the most fun one, and that I blew someone's mind with, was that the little guessing game in Drakkenheim, all the way at the end, there's a set of mobs that do a spell called Dark Ritual, which means you have to do a guessing game on the floor for what mechanic you have to do. If you walk up to it and you press your Grand Melee key while it's casting Dark Ritual, it will not be able to cast it for the rest of its fucking life. So, literally all you do is you pull one pack, Grand Melee the mob, pull like the extra trash pack to play for the Grand Melee cooldown, walk into the next one, Grand Melee it again, cancel the Dark Ritual cooldown, never have to play fucking rock, paper, scissors ever again in solo queue. Or just in general whatsoever. Absolutely fucking godlike. This button is the best button in the goddamn game. It even cancels some stuff on certain bosses. Oh yeah. Tazari, that's what it was. On Tazari, if you use this, you will stop every single chosen in the spot. At the moment, it is absolutely incredible. That anything in this aura will freeze, and it will just be amazing. So it allows you to literally, like I said, freeze chosen, stop Dark Ritual, skip the fucking mechanics in Sith roll, and then make a Giga Death Ball in Wraith Tide. Because like I said, so long as you're pressing it first and you're walking sideways with shield block up, so you're still shield blocking, you're making a Giga Death Ball for the team that they're just perma-bombing over and over and over and over and over again. And, yeah. That's the fucking Helena experience, I'm pretty sure. Mass AoE kick that works better than just about anything in the entire game. And allows you to choose every single mechanic in the game all the way to the end of it in Drakkenheim. So yeah, that is my ultimate Helena guide, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, gems, you go for red with this one across the board. I would go for the highest I can get on Unyielding Vitality. Maybe intermingle some extra shield stuff like Rogue's Resurgence and Sentinel's Bastion, once I get some extra stuff. Run DR, Trink, and Potion, because these are the absolute fucking best, in my opinion. I will die on the hill. I'm not playing tank without Potion, because so many panic moments. The set bonus is bugged if you're pushing high keys. It's mandatory. Not even remotely fucking close. There's my talent tree. With the Shockwave Legendary I'm running. If I'm running the Shield Legendary, I'm instead running Sharpened Blade. This one feels better from my experience. The other one was fun. I do like more Thorns, but the Shockwave just feels better. Because it reduces all damage dealt to you by those enemies hit by Shockwave, which should be pretty much everything by 5%. Which percent damage reduction is always welcome in Fellowship. That's the weapon skill tree. Absolutely fantastic. Healing, main stat, Relic Hunter's Delight, absolutely godlike. Cooldown reduction percent on Sorrow's Arms, Iron Spike, Visions reset to allow you to do shield, reset, shield.
No mercy.
And then Grand Melee everything to cancel every fucking mechanic under the sun. DR the soaks, and or if you need it at any time. Potion and a no shit button. And yeah, Helena's gonna get nerfed.